And we're back. Welcome to another episode of Hollywood Night Heat. Today we are actually in Hollywood. Right behind us here is Hollywood Boulevard and La Brea. The reason why we're here is our studio is currently condemned.
So being renovated.
Yeah, okay. So we're going to do an episode on location. And we might be doing this quite often until the studio gets fixed up. But until then, we're going to do another BRACKDOWN episode.
Oh, goody.
It's a fan favorite. We went super viral with our last two BRACKDOWN episodes. So we are going to do another one. And I figured today we'd be doing the movies from Canon Pictures. If you don't know Canon Pictures, I'm sure you've seen many Canon Pictures.
Aren't they called Canon Films?
Is it?
Is it Canon Pictures or film?
I don't know.
I think it's films.
All right, so we're going to do Canon Films.
Hello. We, the producers of Hollywood Night Heat, would like to take this time to make a legal disclaimer. Apparently, our research team gathered their list of Canon films from a posting on the Internet Movie Database, or IMDb for short. This list of Canon films may or may not be erroneous, and some of the films may not actually be true Canon films after all. Who knows? To be honest, we really don't give a shit. Once again, we'd like to thank you for choosing Hollywood Night Heat as your #1 source for entertainment.
Canon was a studio that existed from 67 to 94. They're mainly known for their 80s flicks that I'm sure many of you already seen, but and that was like the sweet spot, which was like 79 to 87, where Golan Globus. There's two guys from
Menachem Golan and Yoram Globus.
Yeah. So those two guys took over Canon Films and put out some great flicks.
Some great B movies.
They once had the rights for Spider-Man, and that's why Spider-Man, Spider-Man went to Sony and to Marvel, and it
took so long for them to make a damn movie.
It took a long time because at the time, they paid $225,000.
They had the rights to a Spider-Man.
Fucking A.
Isn't that insane?
I mean,
We could well.
God damn. Well, I think it's a good thing that they never actually were able to make it the way they wanted to.
Oh, thank God,
and that James Cameron was not able to make it
Right.
with Leonardo DiCaprio, because by the time it finally got made with Sam Raimi and Leonardo DiCaprio's best friend, I forget his name right now. What's the guy's name? Tobey Maguire. You know, if it wasn't made when it was made, we wouldn't have that awesome Macy Gray song in Cameo.
That's why. Who you met, which you told me on.
Yes, my brother and I, we met her
limo ride over
and Green Goblin. We were on the set that day. They had us walking in slow motion in the street. Yeah, because they had the camera that would lower on the cable and be swinging through the street.
Oh, right.
And they just said, everybody walk in slow motion. And I was walking on the curb behind the newspaper stands. So I was walking on the curb of the street so that I would be seen. I was one of those extras.
Wow.
Look at me!
No kidding.
What a dumbass.
So Jeff was in Spider-Man.
And my brother.
Another bit of trivia about Canon is that their highest grossing film was Cobra. So
Cobra.
Cobra.
Wow.
Which was I love Cobra.
Fuck
Anyway.
yeah, man.
Hell yeah.
I mean, that guy was the cure to all disease.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
that was the thing. Like
disease.
AIDS, cancer, and crime.
Mm-hmm. The good thing about this BRACKDOWN is, unlike the Carpenter one, I have 25 alternatives. So, for instance, where Jeff didn't see The Fog and the Carpenter BRACKDOWN.
I finally saw The Fog. It was great.
All right, let's get into the BRACKDOWN. All right. Okay, so Jeff, your first two movies.
Okay, this is going to be great. I hope.
Children of the Corn.
That's a Canon film? Not Children of the Corn 4? The first one?
Children of the Corn.
Wow.
With Malachi and
That's
the whole
impressive.
deal. And Delta Force.
Delta Force. Lee Marvin. Got to give it to Delta Force, man.
Really?
Yeah, man. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Children of the Corn.
Oh, Lee Marvin. Oh, all right.
Yeah.
I didn't hear you. There was a motorcycle going by. You said Lee Marvin. Okay.
Lee Marvin. Yeah. Chuck Norris said, what a lucky Chuck Norris that was.
Yeah.
Get to team up with Lee Marvin.
Okay. All right. I don't, I have no strong opinion on that. Okay. Cobra or Cyborg?
Oh, man. That's a shame. Cyborg was fun and dumb, and Albert Pune.
Albert Pune is in.
He directed that shit. Albert Pune. Albert Pune. Yeah, he directed the Captain America movie with J.D. Salinger's kid.
Yeah.
And had the greatest fight between Red Skull and Cap. But anyways, yeah, Cobra's got to knock that shit out. Sorry, JCVD. John Clem. John Clem.
Hey, did you see JCVD?
Yeah, no. I saw his show on Amazon.
But there's a movie.
But I missed the movie.
There's a movie, JCVD.
Yeah, I remember being real happy for him.
He
was making
himself.
a comeback. But yeah, man, you pit him against Cobra right out the gate. Stallone's gonna eat him up. Gonna rip the front of his shirt.
Yeah.
Make sure his car's okay the next morning.
All right, here's one I know you saw and one I'm not sure if you saw. Firestarter. And or Breakin'.
Oh man. See, Firestarter, like, that would have been good in a Stephen King thriller, BRACKDOWN, or something like Stephen King adaptations. Going up against Breakin', which is a known representative of canon films. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for this BRACKDOWN, I am going to choose Breakin'. Let's call it a Breakin' Down.
Ah.
With Turbine and Bozo.
This is not the Electric Boogaloo either, which is also the name of the, there's a Canon Films documentary.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's called Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah, every sequel is called Electric Boogaloo. You know, when somebody can't remember the subtitle.
But it's
Star Trek 2.
But anyways, you should look for that. It's a documentary about Canon Pictures.
Yeah, it's really good, and it's also not safe to watch around the children, as I soon discovered.
Here's the next two. Missing in Action or Death Wish 3.
Okay, Death Wish 3 was the first when it went to Canon, right? And Charlie Bronson did like a big old deal with Canon, then he was in every Canon film. And it wasn't Death Wish or Death Wish 2. I stayed away from the Death Wish movies. But Death Wish 3, I saw. Death Wish 3 is the one they filmed in London or something, right? They tried to make it look like New York. And
I'm holding my... I'm nervous because Death Wish 3, when you name that movie in a BRACKDOWN,
yeah.
That's it. BRACKDOWN over. Death Wish 3 is the greatest.
Is Death Wish 3 the one with the blonde white guy as the leader of the gang members, and he gets blown up at the end of it?
With the bazooka.
Yeah, and the gangs, yeah.
And they
that
scream
is a great, I forget what it was up against. Oh, Missing in Action. Sorry, Chuck Norris. You're lucky that meme
I'm not trying to influence your decisions going forward, but Death Wish 3 is
don't
a
worry
personal
about it, man.
I have it on VHS. I'll lend it to you. Do you have a VHS player?
Well, all right. I do, apparently. Right. We all do.
Okay.
Don't we?
Two more. Bloodsport or Invaders from Mars.
Invaders from Mars. Billy Cooper. I fucking love that. Yeah, man, I had the little pin for it. I remember being at a comic convention, the LA Sci-Fi Comic Convention at the Shrine. I think it was at the Shrine.
Right.
And getting the pins for it. No, it wasn't the Shrine. It was over by LAX, I think, that year. Anyway, the little mini posters for it, I couldn't wait for that movie. I was a little disappointed with it, but overall, Louise Fletcher was in it, right? She was the teacher oh man, she's fucking scary as hell. There's Ratchet.
Nurse Ratchet?
Yeah, she was, yeah, Louise Fletcher, yeah.
So you see Ratchet, the newer...
We started watching that, and then we just never came back to it. It seemed like it was taking its sweet time.
My daughter's a big fan of that American Horror Story guy.
Yeah.
But it had the same vibes, the same actress.
Yeah.
Sarah Paulson. I'm sorry.
Her name was Sarah Paulson.
Okay, 2 new ones. This one I'm not sure you saw.
It's a Fight Club reference for Andy when he's editing this later.
His name is Robert Paulson. His name is Robert.
The Barbarians or The Hitcher. Now, did you see The Barbarians?
Of course, I saw it in the theater. I had the poster for it, dude.
I was afraid you may have. Dude, I saw this. Yeah.
My brother.
I saw this not too long ago.
Yeah. Oh, really?
I
saw that in the theater, man.
That's crazy. I mean, I'm like
Take it slow.
2-3 years ago.
Yeah.
But-
Well, that's recent.
Man,
That's like yesterday, last week.
it's so. Those guys they got good chemistry because they're twins.
Yeah,
But
man.
they're really good together. They're funny.
Yeah, and this was years before Hercules, the Legendary Journeys or whatever, where they started like just dropping the whole period thing and just saying we're just filming a period piece, but we're using modern day,
Right.
vernacular or whatever. And yeah, I mean it was really stupid,
Yeah.
and we love those guys from DC Cab. Remember? They pull up to they're looking for Bruce Lee, and they pull up to the house, and the mailbox it says Bruce Lee, but it's spelled Leigh. And one of the barbarians says, but that says Bruce Leg.
Those guys are good.
They're fucking hilarious. And they were cut out of Natural Born Killers. They had a whole scene where they were bodybuilders, and they were like, when they found out it was Mickey and Mallory killing them, they were like, oh, dude. Apparently, Mickey cut off their legs with chainsaws, and it was a scene that Roger Avery had written. And I don't know if there was like I don't know. But anyway, yeah, they got cut out of that. But yeah, Decent Cat, that's one of my favorite fucking.
I don't know. I looked up what those guys were up to now.
Yeah.
I think.
No.
I think I might be wrong, but it was like dark, and they lost all their muscle.
Oh yeah, of
Really
course
sad.
they all do. I mean, look at Arnie these days.
They were good.
Yeah, they were
Anyway,
fucking awesome, man. They
we're
were
gonna-
so great. I forget their fucking name, like
Yeah.
Dave
Just
and
say the Barbarian Brothers.
yeah, because like their last name was like Barbarino or something,
Was it?
I think. But
All right.
yeah, they're fucking great.
All right.
But what was it up against?
Hitcher. See, that's a good one.
Yeah, that is a good one.
That's a real good one.
I see. That's where it goes. Like, oh, the better movies, The
Yeah,
Hitcher.
yeah.
It had more of an impact on society. Rutger Hauer, Jesus Christ, and the Soul Man himself, Pony Boy, Soul Man.
Oh, so man.
And speaking of Jennifer Jason Leigh,
Man.
she was the gal in there, right? She got ripped in half. Spoilers.
God.
Well, she didn't get ripped in half. Her arms got pulled off, right? I mean,
She's
you
fine.
can't rip somebody in half. I can't pick one, dude.
There you go.
All right, fine. My pick.
Made a picture of TV show. Remember that? It was like
The Hitchhike. That was an HBO show. It was
Oh,
like
yeah.
yeah, it wasn't The Hitcher. And it was kind of, yeah, man.
You're
It
right.
was like a Twilight Zone for adults.
Okay, they did make
Yeah.
a Hitcher TV show.
No. Whatever happened to that guy, too?
Yeah, huh?
That guy was
Nice
just
head of
like
hair.
some fucking marble man or something.
Yeah.
And then he got that show, and then where is he now?
All right, make it. I think you're
I
just
bet you he
avoiding
killed one of
making
the
a
Barbarian Brothers.
pick. Come on.
Oh,
gotta
fuck.
make a
What is
pick.
it?
The Hitcher and the Barbarians.
Fuck. I'm gonna.
Do you want me to circle one?
Fuck. Sorry. I gotta go with The Hitcher. Rutger Hauer, man. Rutger Hauer.
All right. Here you go. This one.
But that's not a Canon Films, dude. It's like the same thing I was saying about Breaking Against
Canon
Firestarter.
has an eclectic, not discography.
Yeah.
Oh, they have a lot
Filmography.
Of filmography. All right, listen. You got it. This one's going to be tricky.
Okay.
Buckaroo Banzai or Light Force.
I've never wanted to punch you in the face before. Today. Just now. Buckaroo Banzai is Canon Films?
Yeah.
That's bullshit. They didn't have the Canon logo in front of Buckaroo Banzai. You got your facts wrong. You answer your phone. I think your producer's calling you with a mistake. Hey Siri.
Hello? Oh, All
It's
right.
Buckley
Yeah,
Bonsai,
Canon Films.
produced by Canon Films.
Yep. Canon Films.
Dude, I don't believe that.
Okay. All right. So
I would easily pick Life Force against any movie you put it against, except for some of the other Canon Films that I have moved here.
Okay.
But Buckley Bonsai is a fucking classic. It doesn't belong in this fucking bracket.
It is. It's here. I'm looking at it right there.
Fuck. All right, fine. Fuck it. I love Buckley Bonsai.
Yeah.
Buckley Bonsai beats all, but Life Force, that's fucking classic
Mm-hmm.
Canon Films, dude. Toby Hooper
You know,
again.
there's you can see her naked in it.
I had never thought I'd get bored of looking at a naked female body.
If you haven't
how
seen
old
Life
was
Force-
I when that came out? Was that 87? 86?
I don't know.
I was in the prime of my teenage years, and I was like, oh, there
Yeah.
she is again.
She's
Put
naked.
some socks on or
90% of the movie. Anyway,
Anyways.
it's a good movie too. Not a
Yeah,
good
man.
special effects.
Watch
It's
it.
a,
Whoa, did you see it in theater or did you see it recently? Like,
oh, I can't remember. I know I saw it recently. I mean, like years ago.
I haven't seen it recently, but I would love to nowadays.
Yeah.
You know, like with my hindsight and all that.
Oh, it's
You know
still-
what? In order to spite you, because I don't believe in Buckaroo Banzai is a true Canon Films. It might have been co-produced with Universal or something like that. So I'm gonna choose Life Force, even though I love Buckaroo Banzai.
All right.
Sorry.
This one, a throwaway one, but well, not really. Okay, American Ninja or Kickboxer.
American Ninja by a mile. Fucking Steve James, Michael Dudikoff.
You are nuts, bro.
Fuck you. Fuck it.
Dude, Nak Soon Cow. Remember that?
Yeah.
Nak Soon Cow. Nak Soon Cow. When they all start cheering for him.
Next to cow! Next to cow! Next to cow! Get him, Kurt!
It's so great. That movie, you're nuts. Anyways, I'll let you go because I hate those American Ninja movies.
I love the
They're
American
garbage.
Ninja movies, man.
You know what? Listen, that Dudikoff,
They got to remake that with Ryan Gosling 10 years ago.
I have an affinity for martial art movies, right? That guy is not a martial artist, and he said so. Right? But so he looks stupid. Do you ever see? You probably TNT Jackson. TNT Jackson.
TNT Jackson.
Beautiful woman. Beautiful woman. She's doing martial arts. The whole movie. She's rail thin, and all these people are afraid of her. And she's kicking out, and she's like punching like this. The guys are flying. That's what I think of Dudikoff. He's
Yeah.
the white male version of TNT Jackson.
Yeah,
Anyways,
worst voice of any lead actor. Okay, I guess so. You know, it just sounds like a little kid.
And he
but-
made so many of those.
Judy Aronson and the ninja with his nose showing, like, just put it over your nose, man. What are you thinking? Like, oh, he's got to be set apart from the other ninja. And dude, when they go to that ninja training ground and there's like bright neon green and yellow and red ninjas, my mind just exploded with optimism. Like I was so into ninjas
Yeah.
back in the 80s.
Oh, yeah.
That movie was made just for me.
Yeah.
It fulfilled my dreams as an American ninja who punches like this.
Well, okay, so the alternates, I had Ninja 3, The Domination. Have you seen that?
That's Enter the Ninja, man.
Yeah.
That's Enter the
Enter
Ninja.
the Ninja is
Revenge
on
of the
here.
Ninja.
Enter the
Shokasugi.
Ninja.
I had
Shokasugi.
Shokasugi posters on my wall, man.
Oh, shoot. Well, I had,
And she's from Break It. From Ninja 3.
yeah.
That's
a
the
good
gal
one,
from
right?
Break It. Break It 2.
That's a good one. Yeah, Possession and stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Here
No,
we go.
the
We're on to
domination.
round 2.
right?
Okay, round 2. We got Invaders from Mars or The Hitcher.
Invaders from Mars.
Okay.
Honk
Toby.
for Invaders from Mars.
Or Toby Hooper. Toby must have signed a nice deal with Canada.
Yeah.
Huh?
They let him do what he wanted to do.
Break In or Death Wish 3.
Oh, Man.
You don't have
Son
to
of a
pick Death Wish
bitch.
3.
Son of a motherless goat.
You have to rewatch Death Wish 3. It sounds like you haven't seen it in a while.
It's
a
been
masterpiece.
yeah.
Masterpiece.
Oh man.
But go with Breaking if you have to.
I think I have to. I think my brother was ozone for Halloween one year.
Delta Force or Cobra?
Cobra, easy. Sorry, Lee Marvin. But take that, Chuck Norris. Dude, I can't believe Invasion USA isn't on here. Is that canon film?
Wasn't it? Yeah.
You didn't put Invasion USA on here?
Oh, it's here. It's on my alts.
Oh, man.
These
Yeah,
are-
that would have been way better. That would have been difficult. That movie needs to be remade today, man.
Yeah.
Because the bad guys are the good guys now. This is Richard Lynch shooting dudes in the fucking dick. Remember that's how he would kill them?
No.
He would put his gun down their fucking belt, down their pants, and bam! And one dude, he shot him 3 times and spit in his face as he's falling. I rewatched that movie just because I figured it was going to be in this BRACKDOWN.
And wait, and this is what?
This is Invasion USA.
What's the... There's one Chuck Norris line from one movie. I can't remember
I'm
the
going to
movie.
hit you with so many rights that you're going to be begging for a left.
That's a good line.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't remember that one.
That was Invasion.
The one guy goes up to Chuck. I think they were in a hallway, and it was like a court or they were somewhere where he couldn't have a fight or anything.
Right,
and they
right.
said, he says, "You know what I'm going to give you? I'm going to give you a Peruvian necktie." You remember that?
Yeah.
He goes, "It's when you slit your throat and you pull your tongue down."
Yeah.
And then Chuck says, "Why don't you do it to me right now?" And the guy just stared. That was a good comeback.
Yeah.
The guy just didn't have anything to say.
Oh,
Hey, I don't remember the movie or.
dude, I was never a Chuck Norris fan, but there's one scene where he rescues the girl with a gun to her head by grabbing the top of the gun and pointing at the dude's head, and he shoots himself. And she's like, "You could have got me killed." And she goes to slap him, and he just like blocks her fucking slap. And she, ow! And then he just walks away and says, "You're welcome."
Nice.
And I was like, oh, I never got Chuck Norris ever.
Me neither.
And that scene made me like,
He-
I
he-
get it.
You know why? Because he looks like a puppy dog. His face, like he's expressionless, and he has those jowls, and he's like this. His eyes are kind. He looks like a puppy dog.
Yeah, he's got like that 100-yard stare, but then you realize it's not a 100-yard stare. It's just he's just dead inside. He's got no charisma, as the folks would say.
All right. Good jiu-jitsu. Anyway.
Well, of course, ain't nobody fucking. And it's funny, you look at Richard Norton training with Chuck Norris and going like, how did he become the major star
Yeah.
out of the two of these
Richard
guys? I
Norton's
mean, he
badass,
had the
dude.
greatest fucking life and was still kicking, but anyway.
All right.
He commented on one of my Instagram videos.
Who did? Richard Norton?
Richard Norton, yeah.
All right. Last two for this round. Light Force or American Ninja?
You can hate me.
No, I don't care.
He doesn't care. That one is the epitome of canon films to me.
Okay, this is like the right before the finals. We got Cobra versus Breaking.
Cobra.
Remember when he had the pizza, cut it with the scissors?
Everybody remembers that.
Of course.
That fucking freeway chase scene where he whips it around.
Rips it in
fucking
reverse,
bah, 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 bah.
boom, and then whips it back.
That was the greatest thing I had ever seen.
Yeah, I agree. I'm with you there.
And I went back to the theater the next day and saw it again, and I was so disappointed. I was like, it didn't recapture that first viewing experience that I had. And I was like, what? But then over the years, still, it's still great. And I love how he gets out of the car at the end after he goes through the boat, and he's like all fucking like dizzy, and he gets out and he's got to protect his dead wife.
That was great too, man. When the images of the bad guys, that guy had the best face.
Brian Thompson.
I don't know.
Brian.
But when he's putting the motor oil in his face and they're sharpening the axes, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, man. He was
I love
fucking
it.
villain.
Wait, these days are gone when bad guys are just seething with rage.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And you know what I love in movies too? When guys it's just a group of bad guys, and there's always one guy that laughs, but then he gets angry and like that. And he grabs you, like grab you, like that. those guys are gone. I haven't seen a new movie where they have those. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, Richard Lynch, dude, in Invasion USA, man, that guy's fucking scary as hell. That dude is a fucking scary
In what movie?
villain. Invasion USA. Richard Lynch. He was the actor who had burned. He had like burn scars on him that made him just look even more villainous. So he just played villains in every fucking movie.
All right, look, last two, and then we're at the final. So you're choosing who's going to go up against Cobra.
Yeah.
Ready? Invaders. Here's a car. Invaders from Mars or American Ninja?
American Ninja.
Come on, really?
It's a personal favorite, man. It's got a special place in my heart. I remember I was watching it alone because my brother didn't want to see it, and then he snuck in the theater and he sat behind me. And when he found out that American Ninja's name was Joe, he was going, "You ain't you," and I was so mad. I was just taking me out of this awesome movie. That movie was made for me at that age.
Okay.
Sorry.
So
Thank
this
you,
is
Michael.
it. Last two. It's Cobra versus American Ninja.
This is it.
This is it.
Well, American Ninja, you had a good run, but got to give it to Mr. Stallone.
There it is.
You know why it won over American Ninja?
Because American Ninja sucks.
Because
and the guy's not a martial artist.
Because at the end of American Ninja, he drops his girlfriend off the roof, and Steve James catches her, and then he takes his mask off, and he just stares out into space. But in Cobra, he gets chewed out by his sergeant, and he's like, well, blah, blah, blah. And he leaves the sergeant's office, and he walks across the hallway into the shooting range across the hallway with glass windows and just starts shooting at the shooting range. Right across from all the cubicles and computers where they work in Hollywood, the police station. That's classic 80s shit right there.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? Because you chose Cobra, which was the highest grossing film for Canon, which makes sense. Here's a list of some of the alts, and keep in mind when I'm going to name these, think if any of these could beat Cobra for you, okay? So here's some of the movies. Convoy.
Hell no. Chris Christopherson and Ally McBeal.
Hey, let me tell you something real quick.
What's her name? Ally McGraw?
Yeah.
Is that her name?
Yeah.
I never saw that.
So listen, I was just back on the East Coast, and they had a drive-in night. My buddy called me, and I had tons of stuff to do. It's like, listen, they're having a van night at Shankweiler Drive, and they're showing Convoy and Smokey and the Bandit double feature van night.
Wow.
And he's like, drinks, and they got everything, and it sounded like the most fun night. And he's like, you gotta come with me. I'm taking my van, and we're gonna do this thing. I'm like, dude, I got so much to do. But it was Convoy and Smoking the Bandit, and I had just seen Convoy not even a year ago. I love that movie. So Rubber Duck. You don't remember that Rubber Duck?
I never saw Convoy.
You think he's dead at the end, and then
I never saw it.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh yeah,
All
I
right.
only saw it in the on TV guide for on TV.
I love it.
And I never liked Chris Christopherson as an actor until way later. As a kid, he
he's a
kind
good
of struck
dude,
me as a Chuck Norris type.
Liked him with Blade.
But Blade, yeah. That was there.
All right.
How do you feel? Like hammered shit.
Yeah.
Fucking best fucking
great.
line ever.
All right.
Better than I skate up hills.
Enter the Ninja. Flamingo Kid. All right. Let me go.
What
with
kid?
Flamingo Kid. Have you seen it?
Flamingo Kid, yeah.
Yeah, with
Matt Dillon, Bronson Pinchot.
Here's my sad admission about Flamingo Kid. For some reason, I loved that movie, and I had it all. I rented it, and my sister had since moved out. She had kids, what was that? Kathy, have you seen Flamingo Kid? She's like, no. Can I bring it over and we can watch it? She's like, I guess. She already had a life and everything.
Yeah.
I took it over and put her on in the basement. I was just like watching it and like looking at her like, isn't this the best? And then it was over and she's like, okay, I gotta go change diapers.
Oh, how sad.
But I mean, I don't know. I was blown away. For some reason, I really loved that movie when it came out.
Do
Anyway,
you remember the line where Bronson Pinchot tells the girl, like, you got, like, anybody ever tell you got big teeth? And she goes, everybody ever tell you got a big fucking nose? And he goes,
I don't remember that.
you don't remember that line? That's all I remember from it.
Okay.
That was Wayne Gretzky's wife, right?
Oh,
Janet Jones?
Janet Jones. I think, yeah.
Yeah, she was the gal.
They were playing pinochle or bridge or something. It was like a Rocky thing, you know?
Yeah.
Gin or something, because at the end he does gin or something.
Oh, yeah.
All right. After that, Halloween 5, Revenge of Michael Myers.
Oh, man. Class, that would have won it all.
Yeah. Howling 2.
Howling 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that one when I was a kid. All right. Invasion USA.
Yep.
Which we talked about. Last American Virgin. Have you seen that fucking movie?
Do you know how many? Didn't I tell you? Like that was my whole experience with Invincible. At the end, you know, when he goes to the party and he sees the girl that he just like fucking helped get an abortion and take care of, and she's back with the guy that got her pregnant, his best friend.
Best ending ever made. Ever. Yeah.
And it was like, wow, okay.
And then at the end credits, he's driving, crying.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah.
What
I remember watching that, you know, alone,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
nobody home, and being like, all right, teenage sitcom. And then by the end of it, I'm like going, oh.
Yeah.
You know?
So if you watch that documentary, Electric Boogaloo Cannon, so this is when the Golden Globus era, right? And in that movie, when the kid goes to visit the girl in the hospital after she has her abortion, and she's laying there, and he takes a basket of oranges and a miniature pine tree, and he just goes, oh hey, and he sets them down. I never noticed it, and then in the documentary they go, yeah, Golden Globus. I guess it's some Israeli custom.
Oh, wow.
It's a miniature pine tree. And it's so bizarre. I never noticed.
Like
a little Christmas tree.
Like Christmas tree.
But it had no decoration. And he's like, hey, how you doing?
And so they're like, oh yeah, get the oranges in the pine tree. What?
Anyway,
what do you think?
I love Last American. All right, here we go. Masters of the Universe. Classic, right?
Oh, hell yeah, that's the canon film.
Okay, Missing in Action.
Yeah.
Night of the Creeps.
Night of the Creeps, I've never seen that. Tom Atkins?
Yeah. Yeah.
I need to see that, man.
Your dates are here.
And I got good news. And also him. Ah!
I remember. I saw it. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
Ninja 3, The Domination, which we just talked about. Superman 3 and 4.
3 they did?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense with Richard Pryor. Yeah.
4?
4 makes sense.
I remember when that came out because, you know, the era I grew up in, I was in constant threat of nuclear war.
Like,
I knew that was going to happen. Like, what's the point of even thinking about college? I'm going to be vaporized, you know?
Well, now your grandkids can
and for Superman, when I found out Superman is going to get rid of all the nuclear, I'm like, this is going to be the greatest thing ever. Hey, I didn't hate it. Of course, that Nuclear Man. What was that?
Nuclear Man with these long nails.
Yeah.
Look out for those nails.
But,
Gene Hackman coming back.
Yeah.
John Cryer.
Okay. 10 to Midnight, he's a cop, and there's this pervy murderer guy. He gets totally naked and kills people. He's really pervy. You've seen he's a character actor. I don't know his name, but he has like this lisp, and it's just punches his face.
Does the character actor have it, or
really
the character?
The character actor, he has the lisp.
He has the lisp.
And so he's just like, at the end, I'm gonna. Anyway, it's really pervy. Like there's this one of the best interrogation scenes because they're trying to bust it, but they can't. I don't know, some reason women don't testify. I can't remember. I saw it not too long ago again, too. But there's they raided his house, and then they have him in the interrogation room, the murderer. And Charles Bronson pulls out a penis or his pumps. And he goes, you know what this is? And the guy just looks at it and goes, it's for jacking off.
I won't listen to your filth. I won't listen to Leo. Warren. Warren, do you recognize this?
Leo,
what's
knock
that,
it off.
Warren? You ever seen one of these before? What's it used for? What's the matter? Cat got your tongue? It's for jacking off, isn't it?
It's for jacking. Like it's some crime.
Oh,
For jacking off.
That was the 80s.
Hearing Charles Bronson say that, it's the funniest. And he's so mad. And the best ending. I'll tell you.
Tell me, yeah. I don't.
Yeah, at the end, he's chasing his daughter down the street.
Who's
And he's
the
naked.
bad guy?
The murder, yeah.
Yeah?
It's like the big.
Is he
the
naked?
big yeah, totally naked. Running down a dark, in the center of a street at night. It's really
Always
cool.
got to
Like
run
this
down
lights,
the center of the street.
boom, 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 and it's crazy. Like it's the coolest shot. She runs into Charles Bronson's arm, like you don't even know where he's at,
Yeah.
and she like runs into his arm and kind of turns sideways, and he points the gun. It's a
nice.
really cool shot because
Yeah,
the
yeah.
camera's moving,
Yeah.
and he just points the gun, and then he says something like, "Go ahead, arrest me. I'll get out, and I'll get you." And you know, he's just being antagonistic.
Yeah.
And he's got his gun on him.
Yeah.
And I'll get you and your whole fucking world, he yells at him. You know, he won't.
And I'll be back! I'll be back! You'll hear from me! You and the whole fucking world!
No, we won't.
What a
Kills
comeback!
him. It's over. It's over. The movie's over. It's
Oh,
just the
that's great.
best, man. God damn, I love 10 to Midnight.
And dude, his death scene in the fucking Magnificent Seven is the worst, one of the worst staged. Do you remember that? Like the kids are kind of in the way, and he like, kids get down, and he stands up and gets out of the air. He pushes one of them down, and he stands there waiting to get swims going off. Like, there were no swims back then. Fucking terrible, man. So, but now, you know, I appreciate Charlie Bronson big time.
dude, watch the one.
You know, and like, what was I thinking as a kid?
You got to watch. I can't remember the name of it. With him as a watermelon farmer.
Watermelon.
Yeah, and it's his name. But I can't remember. But that's another good revenge movie. He's hiring these Mexican workers, and then there's white townsfolk. Yeah, they try and put him out of business. They shoot up his watermelon. There's a big pile of watermelon.
Oh wow!
Boom, boom, and then he just exacts his revenge. It's a
What
great
the hell
premise.
movie was this?
It's called, I can't remember it.
We're gonna.
It's
put
his
it up
last
there.
name. It's called. It's like
Watermelon.
no, yeah. Anyway, it's really great. You should watch that. All right.
John Watermelon.
Texas Chainsaw 2. which
Right,
we
that would
already
have won the
talked
whole thing.
about it late. Over the Top.
Over the Top. Yep. That's a class. These are classic canon films that should have been in the BRACKDOWN.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mustache Man.
Yeah, and then Heat. And not the Pacino thing.
The TV movie Heat.
No, the Burt Reynolds.
Oh shit! Yeah, when Burt was doing canon films.
Yeah.
They didn't do. What was the one with Liza Minnelli? Rent a Cop.
But that's it. Right?
All right.
That's everything. Yeah.
Well, it's great coming down here to Hollywood Boulevard and La Brea,
Yeah.
being on your show again.
Yeah, we'll go walk the walk at the. Let me go catch a show.
All right, sounds good.
That's it.
Peace be with you.